Don't bet on me now. They're going to bury us. Just because you can't get this dumb, stupid, pitiful bitch out of your guts.
Too much sorrow in the world.
What most of you know, I guess, from just reading out the Q&A after. This is it. This is after.
Well, I think the cinema text is going to keep showing that film every year until the Let's Go Get 'Em scene ends up in every film history book ever. Let's start off just basically, again, how this film got to be made. Just a basic beginning of where it came from and where it went through, what hands.
I was in Spain making a movie with Kel Welch. I got a call from Bill, and he said, Warner's just gave me a script for us. I read it. I think it's pretty good. I'll send it to you. He did. I read it. Called him back, and I said, yeah, I think so too. And he said, good. Well, we'll lock it up and hold it on the shelf until you get back. So we walked into John Calley's office. John Calley was running Warner's then. John Calley is still with us, I'm very happy to say, and he's one of the last of the true good guys in this business. And Kaz started to talk before I could say a word when we walked into his office, and he said, okay, we'll do it, provided a couple things. And Calley looked forward eagerly to his thoughts, and he said, provided that Culp directs and cuts it. And Calley just, like, you know, melted onto the floor. He says, I'm not even going to take that upstairs. That's the silliest thing I've ever heard of. Come on, we'll get a nice director and we'll make a nice little movie here. And Kaz stood his ground, and he said, without a blink, he said, okay, sell it to us. And Calley said, okay, I'll sell it to you for what I've got in it, which I will tell you now wasn't very much, because it was the beginning of Walter Hill's career and the beginning of a lot of stuff for Bill and me in the feature world. And he said, done. So we walked out, and I said, what have you just done? He said, well, just, you know, we'll get the money somehow, but the thing is, you have to figure it out. You want to direct it, don't you? I said, hell yes, I do. He said, well, go do it. On your side. So I've got the money 3 times. I lost it 3 times in about 8 months. I had made the only thing that you could say that I made was a documentary, which was supposed to be theatrical, but I didn't really realize that you couldn't give away a documentary in those days with a set of dishes. There was no market whatsoever. It's not now, it was then. It's 35 years ago. So I just kept plugging. And finally, toward the end, the guy who was our overseas production manager, a blessed man named Leon Chulik, who's not with us anymore, walked in the door of my office at Goldwyn. What used to be Goldwyn is now Warner Brothers on Melrose. And he said, what are you doing? I told him, and he said, oh, Jesus, that's terrible. That's too bad. And he said, well, listen, I'll remember you in my prayers. He walked out, and the next day, Fuad Saidi walked in. And he said, now, wait a minute, there's a lot of people here who don't know who Fuad Said is. Fuad Said, outside of producing this film, which was the first film that he produced, of several, because he wanted to be a producer, and he had the wherewithal to do that. Fuad had also walked in the door of Sheldon Leonard before there was an I Spy, long before it was, you know, before it was even born. And he had answered an ad in the paper to Sheldon, and And he walked in and said, I will deliver to you all the cinematography and all the sound for your television series I Spy overseas. I can't work here because I'm not a member of the IA. And the one thing he really wanted to be was a member of the IA, and they never would let him in. Anyway, he walked in, he said, what is the problem? And I told him, he said, he's no problem. And he went out the next morning and hawked Cinemobile. Cinemobile was a company that he had developed through I Spy, coming back with a larger version of a Ford van each year for the the 3 years that we shot, which was like a James Bond cigarette lighter. It had little teeny drawers, everything it was a studio in a Ford van, a complete studio. And the engine was supposed to be the Jenny. That lasted about a half an hour until the engine blew up. But the principle was correct. It was just the tolerances weren't quite right. Anyway, Fu and I went over to Warner's, and I said to him in his Rolls Royce, Fu, don't lie to these people. There is no lie in this town, and this is still true, more so today than it was then. There is no lie in this business that lasts for 24 hours. Don't lie to them. So John Wells walked in the door. He was the second in command of Warner's and said, do you guys have a deal someplace? Well, of course, we did. We had to have something. We had a negative pickup at United Artists. And he said, I reached for him under the table with my foot to try to kick him in the ankle. And he said, no. And we were dead right there, because that went back to New York, got to UA, got back to Wells, and the next morning the price went from $15,000 to $50,000. I called Floyd on the phone and I said, do you understand now why I said, for God's sake, don't lie to these people? I needed that money. I need that money on the screen. He and I sat down, recut the budget. It was down to 3.3 at Warner's. And we cut it overnight. Flood and me. Cut it to one. Well, anyway, to answer print, the picture cost $1,104,000. $1,104,000 to answer print. That's an awful lot of movement for $1,000,001. We had only one arrangement between the two of us, Fuad and myself. I said, this is great. I love you, Fu, but you're not to set foot on my set, and you never set foot on my cutting room. Ever. He said, no problem. He showed up the first morning. No, wait. He showed up the first morning. While we were trying to get the set set, it was the shot. The first shot was a shot of Bill with the freeway traffic in the background, medium shot of him, with the freeway traffic in the background, playing against his utter hopeless grief. And he gave me a gift. Went away. I never saw him again until we finished the movie. It's 35 days plus UA when they took possession of the film. They wanted me to make some additions, and I did. A lot of little details, tendons, holding stuff together, explaining stuff, because it was really much more elliptical than it is now. But to answer your question, it took about 8 months of losing the money until until Leon and then Fuad walked in the door and said, it's okay, I'll give you the money. And we made the movie together with a sort of a tacit understanding.
One of the things that makes it more film noir, more like a novel than any other film noir movie ever did, is the amount of locations that you got. You're really drawn throughout Los Angeles, like you're here, then you're there, then you're there, so you get the exhaustion of the characters. And how was that possible that you did all that for $1 million?
Well, it was a different world then. Obviously, you can't get on the field and photograph a Rams game wherever they are. Certainly not at the Coliseum. baseball game or any of the things that we had that were large there. You can't do that. That's good God. That's $1 million just to try that, But I got it for nothing. I got it for nothing because at that time, Kaz and me together were a little bit magical, and a lot of people said, "Oh, great, terrific," and the others didn't pay any attention. It didn't matter. The media had not caught up with the biz yet, and all of the communication that we have so profusely today didn't exist then. So a lot was possible that you couldn't do today. And a lot of the things that were really remarkable, like the apartment house that overlooked the freeway downtown, where there was their first real run-in with the heavies, that's gone. The house is gone. A lot of the stuff that was in this is now dismantled and gone. It's hard to understand it because it costs today so much money, but it didn't then because it was just, oh yeah, okay, just don't get in our way. And I didn't, and we didn't, and it made it all possible. The Rams game is astonishing when you think about it. Jesus, that's really expensive today, but it didn't cost me anything at all. Nothing. Zero.
This has some of the greatest sound design and some of the greatest silence of any film. Can you talk a little bit about, this is my favorite sound design from any film, can you talk a little bit about it, what went into that, and the man you hear every so often throughout the film?
There was an essay written once about the laughing garbage man, Hickey Boggs. When they walked up to the outside of the Coliseum, and Boggs looks up and laughs at nothing, and Hickey says, "What?" And he says, "My house was too small." Right on that, some guy laughed up inside the Coliseum, and it made such a reverb, an echoey reverb, and that was the one take. I had 2 takes, and that's all. The other one didn't work. And I said, we got to go with this take, and I don't know how to loop it, because there's no looping in this movie. We didn't loop anything. I'm keeping it, and I'm keeping that laugh, and by God, I'm going to use it again. We're going to Foley it at the end, and it's going to go in every time that they unconsciously, or not every time, but often, when they make a faux pas, they make a mistake, the laughing garbage men are heard in the distance. And it became a little motif about poking fun at the so-called heroes who were really down on their luck.
I'm going to talk a little bit, totally blanking here. Bill Hickman I want to talk to a little bit. He played the driver.
Bill Hickman was probably the best stunt driver we had, certainly then. Bill Hickman was the guy who, I forget which one of the Bonds it was that took place in Vegas, but in that show there was a sedan that went through an alley, a long alley, on 2 wheels, like that.
Oh,
that was Bill Hickman. Which one was it?
Diamonds Are Forever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was Bill Hickman. He could do anything with a car. He was really astonishing. And he got all of the cars in this movie that we blew the hell out of. All those cars cost me 6 G's.
Oh, yeah.
Because Bill was Bill, and he knew where to go and who to talk to. And he got, that includes the Rolls Royce, interestingly enough, which after the movie was restored from all the holes, made with a pick, by the way. And then it was kind of like, refinished on the inside. And it sat behind Fuad's offices on Sunset for months. All of a sudden, some guys came to the door and said, "Do you have a so-and-so with the VIN number of so-and-so?" "Yeah." It's down in the parking lot. Okay, we're taking it. These were feds. Turned out that this was the car. You're not going to believe this. It turned out that this was the car that had been the foundation of the French Connection. Real life. Because that was a real cape, that was a real deal. And that was the one that had the dope and the rocker runs. That was the car. We used it in the movie. Blown it up. Blown up. Oh, Jesus, there were like 1,200 hits in it. And it turned out that was the car. So they tore it apart again, and they found traces of whatever, and established that that was the car that had been shipped across in the original caper that became the French Connection.
Connection one.
$6,000 for all of this car.
This also seemed to be the first American Latino love story I remember on film. When the script that Hill had given to you, were there more lines for them?
No, Hill didn't give it to me. He sold it to Warner. And Warner reluctantly sold it to us. I think it's the last thing Warner's ever sold, because things like this would happen from time to time in different studios. They'd have a script, they couldn't move it properly, and they would sell it. Somebody would take it because somebody was smart enough to buy it in the first place. And because it was good, they'd make something out of it that was a hit. And studios were very chary about getting rid of or relaxing their control over anything that they owned. Warner Brothers was the most acquisitive of these. They never, for years and years, I don't know about today, probably the same thing. Once they own it, forget it. You'll never get it back unless you want to make a deal with them and make the movie with them, and they want to make the movie with you. It's an awful lot of very deep shelves at Warner Brothers.